Hi there, I am Janneke and I'm talking with Eva about our coming event that's called Art of Life. And first of all, I want to excuse part of myself for talking in stone cold English. I'm doing the best that I can, but we're doing this whole event in English, so that's why we are talking in English for you. So back to Eva. Eva is one of our counselors and initiates this wonderful event, which will take place on the weekend of June 13th. And I was wondering, Eva, can you tell me a little bit about what to expect that weekend?
Yes. Well, this weekend we will mostly spend our time just getting a little bit more in touch with ourselves. So we will be considering the question, what is a good life for me? And by considering that question, we will find out what is important to us and what is important to us, but also how can we place those things that are important to us in our own lives. So that's what we will be spending our attention on. We will do that by doing some reflection exercises, having group conversations. There will be one-on-one guidance. There will be several activities and inspirations that will be available to you. The weekend will be brought to you on a web page. So if you sign up, we will send you some codes. You can log in, and then on the page there will be a program, and that program is a program you can follow. We will start the mornings with a group conversation or an activity. We will close off the day with those two, and then in between you can do some exercises. There will be a meditation. There are activities that you can do. So a lot of it will be online, but also a lot of it will be offline. The offline bit you can just do in your home. You grab a cup of tea, you grab a blanket, put on some candles, make it a real retreat for yourself. So yeah, that's a bit how it will look.
Sounds super nice. And the event is called The Art of Life. Can you tell me what's the meaning of that word?
Yeah, so the art of life is not a real common phrase of expression in English, but it is in Dutch. And in Dutch, it's become famous mainly by the philosopher Joep Dohmen, which is a professor, was a professor, philosophy at the University of Humanistic. He talks about a lot about the art of living. It is mainly reflecting on yourself and about what you think is good and what you think is important, the values that you have, and then living them out and just giving those values shape in your day-to-day life. Which also means that you start living more authentically because you get close to yourself by living by the things that are important to you.
Okay, well, I want to pick out that life skill first because I want to know everything about value, shaping it. But first, let's zoom in on life skills. Can you explain to me what they are?
Yes, I think there are many ways to look at life skills, but in this context and in my own view, I think life skills are ways of behaving and thinking that you acquire through the years by personally developing, that make your life a little easier and a little better. They make the good times a bit better, and the bad times a little less bad, or at least a little bit more manageable. So a life skill that I've acquired in the last few years is gratitude and feeling grateful. Just taking some time in my day to think about the things I'm grateful for, the things I appreciate having in my life has made me more positive overall, but also just being able to manage bad times a little bit better, because things can be really bad, but I can still appreciate the sun shining. So that's an example of a thing that I really think is a life skill, because it's brought me so much in my life.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And you also talk about values. Can you zoom in on that?
Yeah. So basically, a value is something that you find very important. It can be a behavior, a way of thinking, a belief, but it's important to you. And the thing about values is they are, in the beginning, they are concepts. But if you value something and you want to live authentically, then you have to make that value a practice. And making it a practice means you have to incorporate it in your day-to-day life. And that can be challenging. So one of my values I discovered a few years back in an exercise that we are going to do in this weekend. That big important value of mine was playfulness. And I discovered it was linked to my sense of freedom, my wanting to be spontaneous. And by discovering that playfulness was important to me, I started to give it a place in my life more consciously. So I started making room in my agenda to have a little time for playfulness, and not just smooshing all my activities together, which were all fun and also playful, but they were not spontaneous anymore, and they didn't feel free. And the moment I started putting more space between them, the playfulness came back. And that was all because I discovered that it was important to me. I'd always known unconsciously, I think your values are already in your life. But making them explicit can help you to really give them a conscious place and just living your life a little bit more thoughtful.
Yeah, that's a great example, because right now I can imagine how you bend it and shape it into your life. That's really nice. And for whom is this event intended?
It's intended for students. At New Connective, we are a platform that is meant for students. If you have just graduated and you really want to join, of course, you're very welcome, but it's mainly focused on students.
Yeah, totally agree. You're welcome. And it's from home, right?
It is from home, yes. So there will be online moments, but it's all, we don't want you to have you sitting at a screen all day. So there will be plenty of time to get away from the computer, get away from your phone, and just relax or think about yourself, take a walk, take a moment for yourself. Yeah.
It's also the challenge of digital retreat to be non-digital, but it's great to hear that you have already thought about that. So that's super nice.
Yeah, I think it's really important. And if you have a printer, that's a plus. You don't need one, but that can make it even more offline.
Yeah, great. So tell me again when this event is, and if someone is watching right and gets super excited, where can the person register?
The person can register at newconnective.nl under events. The event will be there, like Art of Living, haakjes, Levenskunst. If you click on that, it will pretty much explain itself. It's €10 for a whole weekend, so it's practically free. But it will be so fun. I'm looking forward to it so much.
Yeah, I'm also super excited hearing all this stuff from you. I can't wait, actually. So thank you so much for your explanation, Eva. It does sound like a nice gift to yourself. And so if you're interested, take a look at newconnective.nl and please subscribe for the event. And thank you so much for watching. Yeah, bye.
Bye.